Hi guys and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be taking you through what it's like to be a runner on just a normal day in Scripted. Before we start, there's two things to say, and the first thing is this video was requested by Shauna Griffin Beer. I hope I pronounced that right. But yeah, if you have anything that you want me to talk about to do with TV, to do with running in TV, please let me know and I will try and create some kind of video around it. So just so you know, that is an option for you guys. You can request things from me. And secondly, this is kind of a sequel to the first runner video I did. So what is a runner? Where it was an introduction to being a runner, telling you everything you needed. I kind of worked it into a sequel, so if you haven't seen that, please go and check that out after you've seen this one, or before, whatever you like. Beautiful time to wake up. The birds are chirping, the sun is probably not up, it's dark, it's pitch black. Your loved one is in bed, sleeping for another 3 hours most likely, and you're there about 5:30 AM. It's so glamorous. At 6:30, you tend to arrive on set, and when you arrive on set, everyone else has probably got the same call time. Sometimes the ADs do tend to come in a bit early, about an hour earlier, to make sure everything's prepped, everything, like the casts are ready, etc, etc. Like, it depends, the call times can change, but for the purpose of this, it's 6:30 AM and everyone's coming in at the exact same time. So usually the first thing you do at 6:30 is go and get your breakfast. It's 6:30 in the morning, you need to eat. And even if you don't want to have like a full English, go and get like just a toast or a porridge, just something to kind of keep you going until that first break, until that lunchtime. Then at around about 7 AM, I've got the cast coming in. And this can include the main cast, it can include essays as well. And usually on something like a high-end TV drama, there will be about 3 runners, sometimes 4, like somewhere between 2 to 4 runners. And it will be the job of the runners to either meet the cast, take them to costume, and make sure they've got breakfast, make sure they've got drinks, and just basically be a welcoming face every day to the cast and to the supporting artists. You're their first port of call really. In the morning, so you've got to make sure you have a smile on your face and you cater to their every need. At 7:30 AM, I've got everyone heading to set. This only includes the crew, so they can know where the set is if we've never been there before. They can take the cameras, they can set lighting up, and they'll have already discussed what they're going to do, so they have an idea, but they can get all this prepped and all this ready before the cast arrive at 8 AM, ready to start the day. Because as soon as the cast arrive, you don't really want to be changing things, you don't want to be messing about with loads and loads of things, and you just want to get straight into the first scene of the day. And so it's really good to have that extra little time before the cast get on and for the crew to do whatever they need to do in order for the day to begin. Another thing that you'll be doing at 7:30 AM is setting up the tea table. Now this is the place to be on a TV and film set. This is where everyone goes, so if it's not there, they will hate you, so make sure you've got hot water, the urn is full of hot water. Film crews, they kind of survive off tea and coffee. It is like gold dust, we love it. On that tea table though, you'll have obviously the water, you'll have a choice of teas, coffees, water, like cold water, biscuits, chocolates, like little things like fruit as well, and it's just somewhere where if they need a snack they can go and then they can go back to set and carry on their job. And you'll actually spend a lot of your time here because throughout the day you'll be making many coffees or teas, whatever people would like. Casts are going to arrive on set for rehearsal. Most likely you will have been asked by the third AD to go and collect the cast from the green room, go and get the essays from wherever you're holding the essays and bring them to set, and it'll be your job to make sure they get there safely, make sure everyone knows over the radio that you're collecting them and that they're on set, and you'll tend to say something like, John is travelling now, John is stepping on, and by stepping on what you mean is he's stepping on set, so everyone knows what's going on within your department. Once they're on set though, your job tends to be making the coffees again, locking off set, so either even if you're on set or if you're on location, you'll be placed in positions where you can make sure that you relay information. So obviously the first AD will be by the director and they'll shout action or they'll shout cut. And then about A bit further behind the first, you'll have the third AD who then shout action or turning or cut, whatever. And then a bit behind them, you'll have another runner, then you'll have another runner. It's kind of like a chain of dominoes that one person will say something, then another person will say it, and then the rest will say it, so the whole crew and wherever you are knows that they either need to be quiet, that the shot is finished, etc, etc. It is lunchtime and you tend to get, in high-end TV dramas, and in most things really, you tend to get an hour's break for lunch. Sometimes it will be a rolling lunch. By that, what we mean is there's so much to get through that we can't really break. We need to just continue throughout the day. So you go and get your lunch within this hour, but you have to eat it on set, and we just keep going, or you go and eat it elsewhere, someone covers you, you come straight back. Sometimes as a runner, you do tend to have to do things within that lunch, and at 1 PM I've also said that 5 SAs, 5 supporting artists, arrive for the afternoon because we need them for filming. Which means that at 1 PM, even though you're still on lunch, you will have to go meet them. And especially at the minute actually, you'll meet them and you'll take them to the medic, the COVID supervisor, and sometimes they'll have a test done. Or they'll have to fill out a form because obviously of the world we're in right now, that needs to be done. But then you'll take them to makeup and costume just so that they're prepped and ready to go for 1:30. So yeah, you may not always have a dedicated hour completely free, but there will be something, you will get to sit down at some point, hopefully. Also, it's worth mentioning that the SAs actors will be arriving to base. They don't arrive to set straight away, they arrive to the base, and at base will be the second AD. So the first AD, the third AD and the runners all tend to be based on set. And then at base you'll have the second AD whose job it is to do the call sheets and make sure the timing's all correct. And they'll also usually have a base runner whose job is primarily to be the runner at base, so helping the second AD, because they usually have a lot to do. So you will be getting, like I said, you'll be getting the SAs and the cast and doing all the COVID stuff. That was another video for another day explaining all the different types of runners. So at 1:30 PM you'll be back on set and you'll tend to repeat the same jobs that you've been doing in the morning, locking off set, looking after the cast, helping the crew where needed, shouting turning, shouting cut, and just generally being someone helpful. Now at 4:30 PM, and this tends to be a thing, in my experience anyway, it tends to be the more high-end TV stuff. I've not really noticed it on the low-budget stuff. Actually no, that's a complete and utter lie. On my last job there was afternoon tea. It is a roll-in afternoon tea, but it's nice to have that little bit of a snack halfway through the day and halfway through the afternoon. It'll be your job to usually set this up or get the stuff from catering, bring it to the table, and this will usually be sandwiches, cakes, and just some really nice little finger food really to take back onto set with you, and that tends to be around about 4:30. It is wrap. You have done 12 hours on set, so from the moment you arrive at 6:30 AM, 12 hours after that will be when you wrap. Very, very rarely do you do anything less than 12 hours or more than 12 hours. It can happen, but yeah, usually it's a 12-hour day on a film set. As a runner though, you'll be tasked with escorting cast, to make sure that they get their costume and makeup taken off, escorting SAs, make sure they get their makeup and costume taken off. Sometimes you'll be waiting for them to leave and just tick them out. On one of the jobs that I did recently, it was the end of the day and I just had to make sure that all the SAs left, and I had to make sure that I knew what time they left in order for them to get paid correctly. So say someone left at 5:30, say someone left dead on 6:30 and then someone left at 8:15, obviously that person that left at 8:15 will get paid more. And just jot them down, give them to the second AD, and then they can take it on from there. You'll then also do a sweep of the studio or the location. By that what we mean is you will be collecting any litter. So for the next day's filming, when you're on that set or that location, you don't need to worry about there being rubbish. It's already been done, you've done it, and you can just get on with filming, because there's nothing worse than coming onto a set and there's just rubbish everywhere. People don't like that. And then once you've done that, you return your radio to the third AD or to the AD office, and then you can bugger off home, get home, have a good night's kip, and it will be pitch black. You basically, unless you're working on location, you won't see the outside world. You'll be in a studio, it'll be pitch black in the morning, pitch black in the night, and yeah, you kind of become nocturnal in a way. You'll have weird sleeping patterns, but honestly, it's the greatest, and I love it because if you're on it for such a long period of time, if you're on a 5-month job, then people kind of become your family, and you kind of forget, you don't forget about the ones at home, but you kind of forget that obviously you're missing out on a few things because you're enjoying it so much at work anyway. So thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I just wanted to do a small little thing to get us back into the swing of things ahead of next week's big video with my friend, all about working in high-end TV drama, which will be a really fun one. I'm going to be interviewing her. I'm very excited to get that out. She also does videos like this, but over on TikTok. I'll put a link down below. Really funny, really good. Go and check them out, please. They like. Other than that, though, I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe if you already, and I will see you next week. Bye.